in life, we have our ups and downs. You can't escape it. It's inevitable, as my good friend Agent Smith said in The Matrix. But hey, you know what else is inevitable? Embarrassing moments. Today, we want to make it a fun one. We're talking about embarrassing stories, and we want to hear what you guys have as well. So, buckle up, Buttercup. It's about to get bouncy. Good morning.
Oh, wow.
Welcome back to the Table Talk
Welcome
Podcast.
back, everyone. It's been a
became my children's like
wow. Episode
Thank you.
129.
We're truly happy to be back. It's
It's a
129.
one tonight.
128. Hey, we missed one. I didn't get to do 126 jokes. Man.
Okay, that's mad. That's insanely mad.
Maybe that was a good reason why you were carried away.
So
You know,
angry. I'm
don't
so
have to.
angry. But hey guys, I hope you've been well. Things are opening up. We don't want to talk about the situation anymore. I think we're way past that.
Yeah.
It's been a while. And with the last quarter of the year well into drive mode, 2021 is looking like a scam. I know a lot of us want a refund on that, but we'll talk about it at the end of the year. Today we want to talk about the things that make us wish we got a refund on life. Embarrassing moments. Oh my goodness. Where do we even start on this one?
Hold on, we just blazed past everything and we're just going to go straight into embarrassing moments.
That's right. Sorry. You know what? Let's go back to the intro.
Jeremy,
what have y'all been watching lately? Sorry.
Jeremy worked hard on 3 paragraphs of intro me here.
Jeremy did. Jeremy did. So okay.
It's very straightforward.
Boys, how's your week been?
I mean,
It's been good. I mean, a very productive week.
We've been so busy, right?
We had a day in, day night, a night in, night out. With a
Dude,
lot of
we've had
things.
so many freaking live streams upon live streams and stuff and shoots and this past week has been a crazy week for me as well. Yeah, like we went to KL to shoot and that was nuts because people seemed like they didn't really care about
how was
Corona.
KL? Was it how you left it?
What have y'all been watching? Oh. Somewhat. No, okay, so we went to shoot at or around Pavilion. The last time I was there, Sephora had the dome still there. I heard it was closing down. I heard someone's taking over. And now Star Hill has assumed possession of the dome. And it's not a dome anymore. It's a 2-story sphere, half sphere. So that's KL. What have you all been watching, young gentlemen? I feel like this season has quite a good bunch of shows coming out. But what have you all been watching, gentlemen?
Man. Jeremy, you want to go first? What have you been watching?
Okay, sure.
What have you been up to?
I mean, I've been talking to the people on the takeaway
Permainan Sotong?
server.
Yes.
Yeah, Permainan Sotong has been out, and that thing was taking over the waves of the internet. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure.
I've yet to start. I've yet
Are you
to watch
serious?
anything.
I'm disappointed.
So I'm looking to watch this weekend, man.
You have to, like, honestly, I will advise, if you haven't and you have the time to do and the capacity to do so, you should just watch it. Not because it's like, I wouldn't say it's the best, the most craziest, amazing show ever. But if you have like interest in this kind of like genres of like TV shows, right?
Yes.
If you don't watch it now, you're gonna regret because the spoilers are going like crazy.
They are, a lot of spoilers already hitting the
It's not
internet.
even like you don't want to try to find it, right? It will just pop up on your feed. Whether not Facebook, whether not Instagram, Twitter, whatever, it will be there for you.
You can finish it in one day.
Did you enjoy it?
I
Permainan Sotong?
100% enjoyed Sotong game. Think it was it's a Korean zone. They had a stereotype for a very long time, like Koreans only can make lovey-dovey relationship kind of series, and then they threw Train to Busan at every freaking one's face. And then after that, it's just been, one after another. It was, what was the zombie one? Kingdom. It was Kingdom.
I think that's Train to Busan.
No. Kingdom.
Oh, the Kingdom. Yeah.
And then after that, it was, this is Squid Game. I think they balanced it very well. It's gory, it's scary, but it's not like all those typical horror kind of shows where they color it really dark and dingy and it's not pleasing to the eye.
Yeah.
They actually made this very visually enticing to watch. And I think for a Korean show, they balance the sociology elements of it interestingly well. So if you guys definitely take a day out and go and watch it.
Parasite.
Yes, a lighter version of it, a much lighter version of it. Yeah, not all about stuff like Parasite. Yeah.
Would you compare this, or is it similar to like maybe like Alice in Borderland?
Oh no, Alice in Borderland is straight up loco. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that Squid Game is better constructed because Alice in Borderland had, I think there's expectations based on the manga and it's insanely sci-fi horror. So I would rate Squid Game above Alice in Borderland. The show only. Yeah.
Interesting. So this week and the past few weeks, I've been watching. I had the opportunity to watch Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, or as I like to call it, Tony Leung and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Why?
It's honestly, I will say this, and I say this to Jeremy. Jeremy's like, whoa, that's a big praise. Tony Leung is my favorite MCU character ever. Full stop.
Oh.
He is insane.
Do you think
Like,
it'll be
the
a
minute
crazy
he's
movie
on screen?
if it's Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Leung?
I really wish they got RDJ and Tony Leung to do a scene together, because like in some sense they like RDJ started the whole MCU with like the Ten Rings and all that, and you get to meet the real person behind the Ten Rings. I'm not gonna give any spoilers. I don't want to raise or lower expectations. I would just say that my most enjoyable part about the movie was really Tony Leung. I think it was incredible, and it's so well casted, honestly. So that's it. I've also been watching Ted Lasso. I think Ted Lasso is we're approaching the end of season 2 on Apple TV. It is one of the best series I've ever watched in my life.
Wow.
It is brilliant writing, brilliant acting. They won 7 Emmy awards last week or 2 weeks ago. And for good reason. I think it's insane. It's the first time in history a show has gotten 21 Emmy nominations like ever.
Oh my lord.
So these guys had 21 Emmy nominations, 7 Emmy wins. It's insane. I would say well deserved lah. And I feel like if you guys didn't have access to Apple TV, or if you have like, hey, if you guys are buying the new iPhone, you get 3 months free of Apple TV. Use that to watch Ted Lasso.
Okay.
It's brilliant. It's some of the best piece of television I've watched in a long time.
Ted Lasso.
But yeah, that's what we're watching. Tell us what you guys are watching. We want to get to know. I will do my homework. I will watch Squid Game this week. Mingan, you got to start. I already added you to my family plan already. Watch Ted Lasso this weekend, man.
Okay.
I'll
try my best.
Let's move on. Phase 3 of the recovery plan. Malaysia, we're doing well. Above 80% vaccinations.
Okay.
Yeah, that one is done already. Like,
and dine-in is open for fully vaccinated people.
Yep. So there was news that dine-in is open to like everybody, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we can go out with our friends now." And the government's like, "Nope, only fully vaccinated people."
Like why?
So yeah, don't be so happy.
Habits is discussed. Up to you lah.
I mean, but it's good lah, for good reason. To be honest, I would rather have that fully vaccinated people, because if you have the non-vaccinated people or like one dose people, right? Then I mean the point. is to
they'll kill themselves
lah.
Basically. Speaking about killing yourselves, I know there is a moment in life where all of you guys have wanted to kill yourself.
Okay.
What?
Because of how embarrassed you were. Truly, I'm a master at this craft. Being embarrassed is a normal occurrence. It happens.
Yep.
Right? When people ask you for embarrassing stories, you tend to not even want to bring it up because of how embarrassing it is. We've lived a long life, or at least I would like to think that we've lived somewhat of a okay life. At this point, it's almost like 3 decades. Some of us 3 decades, some of us just 2. But within the lifespan of ours, right, there have been moments where the cringe gets so real. In hindsight, you just want to bury yourself.
Oh Lord.
10 feet under. And that's what we're talking about today, right? Do you think it's a skill or benefit if someone can just do something and not get embarrassed at all?
Yes.
I'm talking about, things that people actively, consciously do. People like Caleb.
Yes.
Feels no...
God has
people
blessed
like Caleb,
like this.
there's no embarrassment.
Well, I mean...
it's truly amazing. Like, you see people along like walking on the zebra crossing, posing and stopping cars to take pictures and videos for TikTok, Instagram. Like, I have second, third and fourth hand embarrassment from that. It's painful.
Yeah.
Would you do your reels on like the public street?
I cannot. I'm so self-conscious. It's painful. Minghan, how are you with like secondhand embarrassment?
I mean, kill me, please. Basically,
okay.
It's a interesting thing because we have to act in front of the camera. Some of my most embarrassing moments in my life is acting with a girl in front of Mingyu, which is my brother, and the whole team. It sounds weird, but it's very embarrassing. It's just that the story writer in me knows that there's a part to play and I need to do this, or the story needs to, it needs to be done a certain way. But I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the embarrassing moments in my life is semi-blacked out. So like I cannot remember them consciously, but if something triggers the memory, I will remember it, then I'll be like, kill me please, Lord Jesus, take me. Why didn't you take me at that particular moment, Like there are really bad ones, but the ones that really stand out are like in childhood, where I think the first and the most embarrassing moment, are we just getting into stories? Should I just go and, freaking get right into it?
I guess we are.
We could, but there is...
Yeah. I mean, that... Definitely I have my share of them. Some stand out much more compared to others. But I would say I have either like, okay, this is just really super embarrassing, and then the second one is just kill me now embarrassing. That is what I have. And in terms of our job, it's always an embarrassing thing, but you kind of need to turn the switch off and get in front of the camera and do it anyway. Yeah, that's life. That's life. Jeremy, what's the embarrassment taste like in your part of your life?
Give us some, bro.
Actually, right, so when I was writing this episode, right, I really cannot. I was trying to think. So what I did, right, I don't know. Okay, so I went on my WhatsApp and then I searched the term embarrassing because I was trying to process, like in my head, right, if it was so embarrassing, I would have at least told someone.
Yeah.
Like you would have at least shared to a close friend. So I went and searched embarrassing. But somehow I couldn't find anything that was like shockingly embarrassing.
Okay.
It was the minor occurrences like, oh, I made a noise, or like people heard me fart. Those kind of like common embarrassing moments, Like when your card gets declined at a shop. Like that, those kind of small minor inconvenience embarrassments. So that's for me. I don't have like a huge one in particular in my head that I could think of.
Really?
But maybe after talking about it this episode, it might pop up in my head.
Yeah, I feel like it will.
I feel like I have the semi-blacked out embarrassment moments,
Yeah. I think before we jump into like the full-on stories, right? Like there is a spectrum of embarrassment. There is like really like things that you rip your pants or you rip a fart out in public. That's that, right? But there are smaller things that also, I don't know if it's anxiety and embarrassment. I think it's quite similar. For me, things like when Mega and I used to travel a lot. I think 2016, we used to travel we were on a plane every other month of that year, 2016. And the reason why I remember this year in particular is because we were doing quite a bit of like vlogging and stuff. So Mingan would have his DSLR with his Gorilla Pod, and just like Mingan's like, I think he was quite inspired by Kissy Neistat at the time. He would set the vlog up, like he would set the camera down in the airport from like far away, and he would walk towards it. And in my mind, there are two things in my mind that pop up. Number one is like, wow, you damn brave. The camera nobody steal. Secondly, it's like, wow, he really took time to plan the shot and he knew what he was doing. So I bought myself a G7X, right, at the time. There's the camera with the flip screen. And I think I tried vlogging for like 4 months. I gave up. I couldn't do it because like I'm great in front of the camera. I cannot be great when I'm shooting the camera by myself in public. Wow, like the nerves just kill me.
So speaking of that, right, there's like Ming Han confirmed knows this, but there's a bunch of Malaysians now doing IRL streams.
Oh,
on
yes,
Twitch.
Yes. What's that? Shout out.
So IRL streams is basically like you literally holding up your phone and doing a live stream of your life.
Yep.
So right,
straight up.
The other day I was watching, I don't know, I forgot the name, but they were hanging out eating lunch together.
Yeah.
And they were just holding their phone in like KLCC or something. And in my head, I'm thinking like, and these people are not holding just their phones like that, It's not that like that.
Yeah.
It was literally like those, those selfie pods that your mom used to use.
You
were using that. Then that thing, right? Because the phone cannot last, right? Because it's like live streaming, right? 4G, right? Got power bank tied into it. So they're just casually holding that in like KLCC. And like you see that in US, and then you're like, oh, it's not that bad. But then I don't know why I feel secondhand embarrassment from them casually talking about their life, like, so yeah, we're going to the shop, and they're just reading the chat, like, oh, hi, what's up, hi fam, like, I already awkward enough at my house streaming, right, on Twitch, and then these people go outside, like, oh, hello, and then I wonder
how
if,
does
like,
that make you feel, Jeremy? Like, do you feel
I don't know, I just feel it's a bit cringe, and also like, oh, you're not embarrassed, like, you literally just holding out your phone and be like, oh, let me look at the street crossing before I cross the street, and then casually just reading the chat. I don't know how I feel about that. Like,
It's
Mika, what do you feel about that?
It's definitely a skill, you know, some people need to develop, right? But I do find it like very interesting because like IRL streams actually have one of the highest, you know, ratings or like people love watching IRL.
Yep.
It's just that like I guess there's a payoff, right? Because since there's so many people like to watch, the effort or like the sacrifice for it is very high as well. You're walking around literally like a sound guy, you know, with one camera in front and then holding one camera to read the chat. And then like, and that's not all. Like cause I know like those of them, like a shout out Ben, Brent, Cindy, they go together and stream together in the same place. It's like, it's like, you know, it's already funny. Like we grew up in an era where if you're looking at your phone at the same table, it's quite rude, right? But these guys are talking to their phones separately to separate audiences at the same place in the same IRL stream. It's like the dynamics are so out of this world, and I'm just like I'm learning new things every day. I cannot
keep up.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm very okay if one person vlogs or like that whole era where everyone started vlogging, right? I'm okay with that. But there's a difference in that because you can actually cut your camera. You can actually stop it. If something happens on a 2 or 3 or 4 person live stream, goodbye lah. You know, that's it. You know, your embarrassment is immortalized on the internet forever, right?
Yeah, so it's gonna be on a YouTube video.
Yeah, correct. Props to everyone who can do it, but I don't know. I think there's a certain level of I'll just be straight up. There's definitely a certain level of narcissism required or confidence. Or just turning off a certain switch in your head. Just gotta be ignorant and go for the shot. Seriously.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I cannot.
I'm so self-conscious and aware about the people around me. It hurts me to do that. And that's why I stopped vlogging like myself. I cannot do that. I can barely do, like, I can do stories at home. I can do videos with the crew. Like, I'm great. Like, I'm a great host. You ask me to vlog myself, go out, I'm like, oh, 1 minute, think about it. So which brings us to, I guess, the meat and biscuits of the rest of this, right? Yeah. There is that sort of embarrassment where it's the self-inflicted, kind of like intentional. Would you do it? Would you sing in public? That's the kind of embarrassment like that I guess some of us are not willing to do, and that's why personalities and all these, you know, influencers, they thrive in it. Whether or not they're good, that one we leave for a different story. We talk about that in another podcast. Let's talk about the unplanned, unintentional, right out the anus kind of embarrassing moments.
Oh, good Lord.
Because this is where it hits home, right? We want to hear some of your stories. Jeremy, do you have anything that we've gotten from our team? There's some juicy stories here.
We have like 4 lah, okay? We have one that you should definitely listen before we start into this. You could check out episode 54 and we talk about Caleb shitting his pants.
Oh, that's crazy. That's beyond me.
That is honestly
it's one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, it's the best. If you haven't watched the episode, you can pause this, go and listen to that, and then continue with more.
Megan, do you think we'll get into trouble if we recreated that in a video? Like a short film, like a sequence.
I would do it. I'm not gonna lie, I have a notepad full of the best shit stories I ever heard in my life.
Wow.
I don't know how to do this. I think it's just gonna be local because everyone has a great shit story in life. The best I've heard so far is really Rafi's one because someone literally ate shit. Nice. That's in just totally like you will get flagged. I think you 100% will get flagged for it.
Shit.
Like,
where do we upload this to if we were gonna make it?
TikTok. I think it's
or IG. Yeah, I feel like it would try. Flag.
No,
I feel like it can.
No, think about Caleb's one. How visual was Caleb's one?
Hey, but then like the other day, I don't know if you all see like those annoying Facebook videos of people doing pranks on Facebook, like and they put the video like 5 minutes long, right? But then the main content comes at the last 30 seconds because they try to monetize the 5 minute thing. They do this kind of nonsense also with like chocolates and stuff. So I don't know, they don't take down those content. I feel like
if there's a will, there's a way. We'll figure it out.
I feel like that.
What episode was that again? Can you tell us?
54. Go ahead.
Episode 54. Yeah, that's a great episode to listen to if you want to have a good laugh. What else do we have like from the team in terms of embarrassing stories before we get to ours?
We have 4 here. They are from some of the team and some of our community. We'll start with a short one.
Yeah.
This person, I'm gonna read it in their perspective, okay? Because I wrote it in the first person. I went for a public 10K marathon, and during the run, I thought I saw a friend. So I went behind him and pinched his butt. The guy turned around, and it wasn't my friend.
That's and I know whose story it is, and it makes it worse. It's so good. It's mad. That's cuckoo.
Okay, we gotta tell like the other story as well, because this was from one of the team, right? I'm just gonna name drop Desmond. This one is not from Desmond. This one I'm about to tell you is from Desmond. In Korea, when we were shooting That Spring My Heart Beats with Koyit and Korea Tourism, we were in Jeonju, and we were about to retire for the night. We shot a really late sequence, and the only thing that was open still was this convenience store. So we all went into the convenience store, got some food and stuff.
Oh shit!
And
yes.
There was a lot of us. Like there was most of the people in that store was from the team. Were Malaysians, right? And so we were all lining up to pay for food. And Desmond and I were just hanging out near the cashier, waiting for Brian and Caleb and Adele and Koyit to kind of like pay lah. So then when we were all waiting, right, we started like squeezing each other's butt, like me and Desmond, and like me and Desmond were like touch each other's butt. Desmond turned to Caleb, who was lining up, right? And Desmond squeezed his butt like real hard, like really just like real hard. And he said so loud, beep. Okay, so he said beep, and then after that we laughed so hard, so Desmond looked away, and then Desmond looked away, and he saw Caleb walking towards us at the cashier. And we were like, hold up.
Yes,
very slowly, Desmond and I looked back at the person we squeezed. And he was this old Korean uncle. Oh no. He had no expression on his face. He just... And Desmond smiled and just walked away.
Oh shit! Oh, no. It's crazy midnight convenience stores.
That is so bad.
It's so good. Yeah, this was mad. I cannot. I like how Desmond just continued on his way after he realized it was an uncle that he just peeped in the ass.
He didn't even apologize.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, so sorry. Thoughts and prayers to the uncle.
Knowing Desmond, he wouldn't even apologize. He just turned to the uncle and said "Kamsahamnida" and that's it. And then he went off. Oh my god.
That was
great.
So good.
That was great.
Oh shit!
I did feel embarrassed. I almost died.
Yeah, we all died. It was mad. You know, that's the kind of
1 second embarrassment.
That's kind of the perk you need at the end of a long day. So did the uncle got a real nice beep in the perk. Okay, that's what I was saying.
It is so loud.
Oh shit!
Beep. Oh shit! All right. I got a story to share, but let's keep on going. Like, second one.
Let's go to the next one. Second one.
Oh my
I was waiting for KH class.
Kemahiran Hidup. Good old KH.
With some friends, and while waiting, a friend who was learning wushu was showing off how high he can kick.
You know this gonna be great.
Everyone tried to one up each other, and one of the boys kicked really high, and everyone was like, "Whoa, good job!" And he quickly dropped to the floor, and then everyone was like, "Huh? Hey, why you dropped to the floor?" The boy tore his pants.
Oh, damn.
Now they had to go to the discipline office because someone said, "Hey, there's a sewing kit in the discipline office." I don't know why it's there, but it's there. And right when that happened, the recess bell rang and everyone started to come out. And so because they're like brothers, right? They surrounded him like he was a VIP, and he was holding a book over his like pants, and everyone's attention was on him.
Who is this from? I want to know.
It's one of the community members.
Wow,
that's interesting.
Interesting. Yep. Let me go for that one. There was a career fair. After so-and-so attended a national service is compulsory. I booked out early, left early. I brought my things with me. Midway during the workshop, something was vibrating and buzzing. After some time, I realized it was my electric shaver. I couldn't reach into my bag to turn it off, and I had too much pride to turn it off. I panicked and I tried every way to turn it off without raising suspicion. Unfortunately, the time the battery died, the workshop ended.
Oh no.
Was this a girl or a boy who submitted this story?
It's a male.
Oh,
it's a male.
Why you so? Oh.
I think it's
I
like you
see.
didn't want to
Right.
like take it out and show and turn it off.
I
Because,
would.
like, yeah.
I would. You
Yeah,
know?
but I would say I also wouldn't, to be honest. I feel like I would be embarrassed to like take it out. Just let it the whole time, you know.
That's
Because
just
not like
good.
it's disrupting the whole thing.
Yeah, like that reminds me of one story I had. Oh my god, now it's all
God.
coming back already. So it wasn't even me. Secondhand embarrassment. I was laughing my head off.
Oh, man.
One of my good friends, his name was Kai, and we were in Form
Okay,
5. We were
I don't
Form
want to
5 in high
give
school,
a
right?
preempt to everyone. If Mingyu mentions any of his friends called Kai or Saiful or Michael, it's bound to be a
It's
mad
pretty
story.
whack.
It's going to
Okay,
be
this
mad.
one is okay. Like this one is really funny because we were all prefects, right? And then we were in school. We were having class, and he brought his phone to school that day. And obviously, you can't bring your phone to school. But we had this teacher in class, and she was quite strict. And so he was sitting right in front. He was like the first row, middle table, right? And his both hands was in his bag on the floor, and he was looking down. So obviously he was texting somebody. The teacher stopped, and she was at her table, and she looked at him like, Kai, are you using a phone? You bring your phone to school? He said, no lah, teacher, I never. Then he brought his whole bag onto his lap, and his hand was still in his bag, right? And I was like, obviously he's using his phone, but we all just played it cool. Teacher gave him benefit of doubt. Then suddenly music started playing. Like music started playing, like MP3, and we were like,
no.
"Oh, look at him!" And this is my favorite part. He was just holding the phone, looking at the teacher, and the teacher looked at him. She was like, "Give me the phone." Oh my gosh! I was laughing so hard, I almost died. Seriously. Oh,
Oh, okay.
I love those moments. I love it when you think you have control over something. You just have no control. Megan, do you have an embarrassing story? I have one about myself, and it was
Okay, we have
painful.
one last one though.
All right.
Okay, let's hear it.
Go for it.
Let's hear that, right? I woke up late for uni one day and frantically rushed myself to uni.
Yeah.
Quickly entered the class, sat down, took out my belongings, and before I realized what was going on, everyone was staring at me. Turns out the class was used as an exam hall, and my class was the next day.
Oh, now the memories are rushing back.
That's correct.
Oh, shit.
That's correct. Do you have that before, Mian?
I mean, let's just be honest, okay? I have tons. I have tons of the got in the wrong car after school, shouted at the driver, like, why are we not
okay.
moving yet? Turned out the driver is not my mom or my dad. And I'm like, this auntie is like this.
no.
And then like sometimes it's an old frail uncle, auntie that think I'm going to rob them or something, you know? I got tons of those stories,
my
you know?
Lord.
But let's talk about something that really matters, okay? I have not really told this in public before, but this is under... this is a very close friend group that I have in college, okay? This is a mad story. I'm going to tell. I've never told many people. I'm going to leave out some names, okay? So, I think this was the second or third year of college, and we were, and because of the degree that I did, there was a lot of late nights with a lot of friends, okay? And you get very, very tired. So I remember it was very vague, but we were in a situation where we were at the table, and you put your arms down and then you lie like that, right? So I remember one of my friend came up to my side and she bonked me at my side, at my arm, right? So my arm was like this. I'm like, oi, don't lah. And I seemingly pushed her aside, and I was pushing on the elbow, and she was bumping me. I'm like, yay. So I grabbed her elbow, and I said, don't, I'm trying to sleep. And then she didn't say anything. So I grabbed the elbow, and I'm like, what are you doing? Because I grabbed something like this. I don't know if you can see my camera, but hold on, let me turn up.
Oh yeah, camera, but I can imagine.
Okay, can you see my camera now?
Okay.
I grabbed the elbow like that, right? So I'm like, yo, what's up with that? And then I looked at her, and she was like, that's not my elbow. and I was literally pushing my friend by her left tit. I was just like,
No.
and I just said wow, that's hard, man. And then I just let it go.
No, that's so. Oh, I cannot. I'm feeling that second embarrassment.
We were so tired. And I mean, we just shook it off.
She was so cool.
She was in shock. But we were very, very good friends. It was rough. And I'm in my
Wow,
mind.
Lucky is not a stranger.
I already know who this is.
In my mind until today, and I'm just like, how the heck did that feel like an elbow? I cannot understand my brain at this point.
I hope she doesn't listen to this.
I'm pretty sure she might, but if you're out there, well,
that's
good times,
crazy.
good times.
As we go.
I have to say that we laughed it off. I apologize for sure. It was just one of those times where I was just so tired, and this was not intentional for sure. But I don't know. I was like holding the elbow, and I'm like, oi, that kind of thing, you know. And then I was like, what's up with that? I was like, what's up with that, you know? And then only when I put my head up and I turned over, look at her. She was like, "Man, that's not my elbow." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I got. That's a really hard move, man." So, shit. That's my story. You know, that's one that I wanted to share.
That's really good. I have so many embarrassing stories because I have a very good memory. It's a curse.
Oh no.
But I'll take one that maybe it was like 2019. So Natalie and I were having lunch at what's that place called in Bangsa South?
Botanica and Co.
Botanica, yeah. So we're having lunch at Botanica, and throughout lunch, I won't say throughout lunch, maybe two times during lunch, people came up to me to get a picture. So when we got there, and then like throughout, like someone asked, "Oh, can we get a picture with you?" So of course, you know, I took a picture and everything. Then we were leaving, and we were outside, just kind of like waiting for, I can't remember what I think we ordered some food or something. And there's this couple that were just like standing around looking at us, and I was quite tired because I think we had an event in the morning, and this couple was just kind of like very antsy, just like looking at us, and like they're holding their phones. I was like, do they want to do this, or like, can we just get this over and done with? So finally, the guy came up to me and he's like, "Hey man, can we get a picture?" I was like, "Yeah, of course, sure. Just let me know where you want to do it." So I was looking down at my phone. I'm like, okay. So I was trying to keep my phone in my pocket. Then I looked at him, and he was looking at me. He was like, "Can we get a picture?" And I said, "Yeah, of course. Do you want to do it like here behind the sign, or do you want to do it like where do you want to do it?" Then he looked at me. I looked at him for a while. Then I looked down. He was handing me his phone, and I was like, "Oh, you want to get, yeah, of course I can take a picture for you guys." He wanted me to take a picture of him and his girlfriend, and I was like, kill me.
Oh, that's rough.
Then I was like,
oh, that's rough.
Maybe, it's perfect.
That was so good. That was so good. And I laughed so hard after that. I just didn't know what to say. That was painful.
Oh, that's F rough, man.
That was really bad. That was one of my most memorable moments.
Man.
Days like this, I'm thankful that I'm not an influencer or not in the position. You know, when someone passes me a phone, I know I will help you take that photo.
Truly the job
not
hazards.
that you want to take a picture of me.
Truly job hazards of this life.
Occupation hazards.
100%, man. Oh my gosh. That's mad. That's painful. That's
that was
really
crazy.
painful.
I feel like there are so many of these moments and stories that only get worse when you're older. Like when you're young and you shit yourself, right? It's okay. But when you're 25 and you shit yourself, right? It's not okay anymore. Why does society tell you it's not okay? Someone explain that to me, you know?
True.
My goodness.
Sorry, I can't get over make that story. That's
sorry. Yeah, I call that the hard tip.
Anywhere else, that's sexual assault.
Yep. No, not in my crazy times when we were growing up, man. People had more robust beings back then. I'm not going to lie. College was a crazy time, guys. I think not many people know the real ins and outs of my college life because I was a very quiet dude. And man, I see some bad shit happen, man. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. You're not ready for all the mad nonsense. But hey, maybe that's another time, lah. Not today. Not today.
I've got stories of how I stopped the bus with my anus because I needed to shit.
Yeah.
I've got stories where I backhanded a grandma in the eye in Wanutama in public.
Yeah.
There's so many things that I've done in life that I feel like, wow, that was really embarrassing. But then when you look at it in hindsight, right? Like the embarrassment isn't there anymore because it's so ridiculously funny.
Yeah, it's just a great story.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great story to tell at dinner time.
Apologies to my friend who's listening to this though. So I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, yours is not a great story. Imagine if you told that story during their wedding, Bingan. That's
I will.
terrible
I'm
story.
going to tell you first. I'm going to tell. No, I don't think you know who it is. It's not Melissa.
Okay, yeah.
I
so it
have
must
a few
be the other
friends.
one, the one who's not in Malaysia now.
Yeah. She had a great time, I can tell you that.
Bingan!
But yeah, I gotta say, I think in the context of this, it's good to know that that everyone should know that. I think in context of our friendship, our friend circle, this was not something that was like intentionally done. It's among friends who are just young and stupid at that time. And in my defense, don't come up and poke a guy with your tit who's trying to sleep. You know, I don't know what brought that upon her. Just saying, but you know, girls in college be crazy. So I'm not gonna say anything about that. You know, college girls be mad, you know.
It's no one.
Sorry,
Maybe we want to cut this entire part out. I don't know.
Okay, moving on. It's been a mad life. For everyone who's listening, why don't you share with us some of your most embarrassing moments, and we will literally, if you take an Instagram story of it, we'll literally play it in the next embarrassing story moments.
Give us some stories. We want to
give us the juice,
some of your stories.
Give us the tea. Give us the diapers. But yeah, how do you guys feel about embarrassing moments? I think we just talked about it, right? We move on.
Yeah.
We grow up, move on.
Yeah, you move on.
Move on. You gotta learn from it. Learn from it.
Like there's nothing that, and I feel like this is something to maybe just touch before we wrap this one up, right? Like sometimes embarrassing moments in embarrassing places cause you to feel so afraid of revisiting that same scenario or that person or that location, because of the sort of like the embarrassing traumatic moment you had associated to it.
Yeah.
But real talk, the person that is replaying that is only you.
Nah, not my case though. I don't think I'm the only one.
Yours is
Not
different.
everyone.
Maybe yours is a bit different. But if like let's say you slip and fell down in like a mall, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like,
Not
don't-
gonna remember.
Like don't beat yourself up and be like, oh, I can never go back to that mall. Like chill the F out lah. You're not that big lah, okay? Like just go back lah. It's okay. Get over your fear. And I think this is something that people need to hear because maybe some of you guys are being held back by your own fear of revisiting that moment or scenario because you were embarrassed. And I'm just here to say to you, for someone who has had 1,000,001 embarrassing moments, the best way to get over it is to laugh at it. And I think that's something that you all need to know.
I love it.
Yeah, if you laugh, it's funny already. It's not embarrassing.
Some
It's
say
not a
that
threat to you
Some
anymore.
say the harder you laugh, the less embarrassing it becomes. So you know, just
Like Desmond, just laugh it off and not even apologize. Oh my goodness.
All right, let's
just wanna
wrap this
say,
up, guys. What's the song of the
great.
week, Mingyu? What's the song of the week for this week?
Oh, Jeremy's doing this week's song recommendation. What do we have, Jeremy?
So this week's song is by Gentle Bones. He has a new song
Oh,
out, and it's called "You're My Superhero" because you know everybody in our lives are superheroes one way or another.
interest.
So here you go. This is the song.
You are my superhero, that you are my superhero. So if you're feeling alone, for what it's worth, it's made you glow.
Gentle Bones coming in with that sweet sounds all the way from Singapore.
Ooh.
Give it a listen. It's on Spotify and all your major streaming platforms. Thanks for that beautiful song recommendation. If you guys want to listen to all our podcasts, get caught up with every episode, we are also available on all major streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, on YouTube as well if you want to see our cute faces, and also see Ming Han's story about like how he mistakenly grabbed a boob instead of an elbow. Like you gotta watch that to understand that. Please watch this on YouTube. You have to. And also for the rest of you guys, if you guys want to get caught in with all the latest happenings of the Discord server, we're available on discord.gg/the takeaway table. Lots of fun stuff happening over there. Minghan's about to start a brand new talk show.
That's
Live
on
talk
Instagram.
show?
So
That's
just
on
follow
Instagram.
us
Oh.
there. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
well, some of the conversations happen on Discord as well. So come join us if you want to make some new friends. And is there anything else that we should tell the lovely people of the interwebs before we leave them?
If you haven't
Send
got your,
in the video.
send
in
your
your video.
videos. Tell
better
us
I
send
will
yours,
play it next episode.
please. Thank you very much. Appreciate
And
it.
other than that, guys, make sure you are not running out and about if you're not double vax.
Thank you.
Be safe. It's not over. It's not
not
going
gonna
to
be over.
It's an endemic.
Yeah.
It's endemic. Just live with it now.
We're living with
man.
it, so be smart. You don't go and just like hang out in the jungle and get bitten by dengue and be like,
Okay.
look at me.
That's
You know, so let's
interesting.
not do the same for Corona, right?
Okay, that's interesting. Yes, for sure.
I don't know if that's the correct way to put it,
No,
but
not
I
really,
don't
but
really
no.
care.
Okay.
I don't think
Be
so.
safe, guys. Have a great week ahead. I hope this podcast cheered you up and set you off on a nice start to your week. God bless. Be safe. Stay
Happy New
clean. Keep those asses shiny.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.